It all began way back in 1931. The first World Championship, a Ukrainian affair. For more than 8 decades now, this outdoor test of an archer's skill and nerve has played out on many of the world's greatest stages. London, Paris, Berlin, New York, and Beijing, just some of the cities who've hosted the sport's best athletes. Now it's Antalya's turn, along with Belek, an idyllic resort community here on the Turkish Riviera. At this moment in time, Belek may be the most diverse spot on Earth, aside from the United Nations. This year, 69 countries registering over 400 archers to compete in this World Championship event. Countries like Armenia, Bangladesh, Moldova, Israel, and Estonia, all coming here along with all the other countries seeking precious metals on the Mediterranean coast. Wherever in this world you might be watching, we wish you good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Welcome to Belek, welcome to the beach, and welcome to the 2013 World Championship of Archery. Merhaba, along with American team gold medalist Jake Kaminsky. I am Carl Archie, and we are so glad to have you with us for more live coverage on archery.tv, where we're getting set to watch some great archers here in the mixed team and individual matches. Archers who finally, Jake, have some favorable conditions to shoot in. It was pretty good this morning, but yeah, boy, the wind was tough this week.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even remember what we have a little wind gauge that we were carrying around. It was reading 26 miles an hour, kind of fairly often, which is up there about 50 kilometers an hour. So it was definitely some tough battles to fight through to try to come to this point in the event. Yeah.
Well, you got through the wind and you got to the gold medal match this morning. Congratulations. For those who did not catch the coverage this morning here in Belek. Jake Kaminsky, Brady Ellison, Joe Fanchin coming through with a big win in the gold medal match and getting the victory over the Netherlands. So congratulations on your first World Championship gold medal.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it was definitely great to do it with 2 teammates and be able to share it with Brady and Joe, and couldn't be happier. Nothing
to this stuff, is there? Show up at the World Championships, take home a gold medal.
Yeah, I mean, that was my goal, was to come here and come get a team gold, specifically because I have the indoor World Archery team gold and the field World Archery team gold as well. So to have all 3 within 2 years, great accomplishment.
Looks good on the resume, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
There's a look at the semifinals and now the matchups for the gold medal matches and the bronze medal matches. We'll start out in mixed team competition this afternoon. 2 athletes, 1 male, 1 female per country, competing together, and the competition plays out over 4 ends. 2 arrows per competitor each end. So a mixed team will take a total of 16 shots to decide the winner. Once again, we use the cumulative scoring system to decide the mixed team matches. Our first mixed team match will be between Mexico and Chinese Taipei. By the way, the world record in this event, 156 points, recorded by Korea. That was in Antalya at stage 2 years ago in 2011. A good look at the lineup for Chinese Taipei. On your left, Tan Yating, 14th in the world, and her partner on the right is Kuo Cheng Wei, who will be turning 30 years old next month. Together this week, they won a tiebreaker against France and then defeated India by 2 before losing to Korea. Now the loud roar goes up for Mexico. Team Mexico coming out for the bronze medal match. During eliminations this week, Mexico defeated Germany by 6 in the quarterfinals. Now they have faced Chinese Taipei before, faced them way back in May, stage 1, Shanghai, and Mexico recorded a comfortable win that day. They also went up against Chinese Taipei in Torino at the World Championships in 2011 and also came away with the victory then. So Mexico has had success against Chinese Taipei, and it will be Luis Alvarez shooting for Mexico along with Aida Roman. Alvarez ranked 13th in the world and Roman is 5th in the world. So this should be a good matchup, Jake.
Yeah, definitely. The Mexican team's very, very strong, so we'll see if Taipei can handle it.
So Chinese Taipei trying to pull off an upset. The favorites in this match on target number 2. And it's Aida Roman starting off. And the first shot of the afternoon is a 9.
And 9 points to start the match from Aida.
Luckily, Aida got to shooting this morning, so she could get a feel for the wind out here. It's a lot different than on the practice field. You can't really read very much of it, so it's good to see. She shot well there.
And Luis Alvarez from the left side. He's a strong shooter.
Yeah. Definitely got a lot of physical strength, for sure.
Is 10, who came to the United States and won.
Good look at Tanya Ting, 20 years old. She finished 9th this week in the individual competition here at the World Championships, and that looks like it caught the line for 10. And the first shot coming up for Kuo Cheng Wei.
Nice shot, 9 points.
So after the first 2 shots, Chinese Taipei with a slim 1-point lead.
1 point up on Mexico.
Ball back in the court of Mexico. And another 9 for Roman, who shot with Juan Rene Serrano 2 years ago in Torino at the World Championships. This is the first time they've worked together. Does that make any difference at all?
Not usually. I mean, they're a pretty good team. Everybody in Mexico seems to work well together. So, I mean, it does help to shoot before together, but ultimately, you get 2 strong shooters together, they should be strong as a team as well.
Luis, a little bit left with that shot. Remember, they only have so much time to get both shots off. Tanya Ting taking up a few more seconds. She brought it back down.
Yeah.
Leaves Luis with, or excuse me, Kuo Cheng Wei with 10 seconds. Quick shot.
9 points.
Not bad under the circumstances. So a 1-point lead, 36-35 for Chinese Taipei.
1-point lead for Chinese Taipei after the first 4 arrows.
So they're off to a good start here in the mixed team bronze medal match. Coming up in just a few moments, you will be the USA versus Korea. Brady Ellison and Katuna Lorg of the United States facing Oh Jin Hyuk and Yuno Ki, or excuse me, Kibo Bay, I should say. As we take a look at the archers center stage right now. The winds here picked up yesterday afternoon. They seem to be picking up a little bit more right now here in the afternoon again, Jake.
Yeah, they definitely are. I mean, when we were shooting, none of the banners or flags at all were really moving in any consistent direction like they are now. And with that, I mean, when there was no wind, I was still aiming just every single shot on the left side of the gold in the 9-8 line. And so now,
where would you be shooting now?
At least in the middle of the red, maybe in the middle of the 7 ring.
You'd have adjusted that much?
Yeah, definitely. Because there's actually not too much wind on the archers, but once the arrow passes maybe 45 meters.
Once it gets past that grandstand?
Yeah, once it gets there, it really lays over sideways.
Trailing by 1, Aida nails a bullseye. Not dead center, but it's on the line. Counts the same. Shooting from 70 meters away.
Good shot.
And Aida Roman knew it as soon as he released it.
Yep.
Muy bien. Back to Tanya Ting, who took a team gold medal at stage 1 in Shanghai to start off the season. She posts a 9. And here is Kuo Cheng Wei, who was ranked as high as 4th in the world back in 2007.
9 points.
Pair of 9s.
Mexico taking a 1-point lead.
And so Mexico has gone from 1 down to 1 up. Drifts just a little bit high for Aida Roman, who won Mexico's first ever Olympic medal in archery at the Summer Games in London last year. Alvarez, back-to-back bullseyes for Luis. So Aida Roman.
Yeah, I've got a good line on where I can see behind the Mexican team, and their arrows are heading right for the 7 ring when they release, and about halfway down, they're laying right over and drifting in. So, three
That one
people back
drifts in.
home,
Yeah,
that's
for
how
Tang
far
Yating.
they're aiming off. So, that's quite a bit.
这样修正就很好哈。可以修了哈，可以修。有。比赛比赛。593。
So again, the Mexicans go from 1 down to 1 up. Here after 2 ends, we're at the midway point of this match. Carl Argy along with Jake Kaminsky, the American team gold medalist from this morning here at the World Championships in Belek, Antalya, on the beach on the south coast of Turkey, just about 50 yards from the Mediterranean Sea. I was kind of hoping you guys might take a dip in the ocean just to celebrate.
Maybe once we get back to our hotel, we'll do that.
Okay. All right. There's a good look at Aida Roman, who missed out on a medal this morning. She competed on the women's team for Mexico, which lost to Denmark 216 to 212. So this is her final opportunity this weekend to pick up a medal here at the Archery World Championships. And right now, in pretty good position with a 1-point lead, 74 to 73 over Chinese Taipei. But we have seen things change in a hurry before. Tang Yating, who was 9th at the Olympics in London last year, just 19 years old.
9 points.
39半，39半。那你看你要不要再修正一下？可以修了哦，持续就好了啊。
And Kuo Chang Wei, 17th at the World Championships in Korea back in 2009, finished 9th in Torino.
Big opportunity now for the team of Mexico.
18八。然后看到你整数少的话，所以你力量持续。
There's an 8. We'd like to see some courtesy from the crowd, please.
I think the winds died a little bit. The last 2 shots were left, so.
So the 8 matches the 1 by Kuo Chang Wei.
9 points.
And Luis Alvarez sticks a 9. So both teams with 17 points here in the 3rd end. 4 ends to determine the winner. Unless there's a shoot-off.
9 points.
Wind's picking back up to where it was now, so let's see if he adjusts for it. Maybe a little stronger now.
10 points.
Much stronger.
Yeah, good shot.
So the pressure back on the Mexicans, who need 19 points on these next 2 shots just to tie it up in the end and maintain their lead.
9.
Looks like it caught the line. They'll put an asterisk by it. So this needs to be a 10, and it's not even close. Way out in the 7 ring. And so the seesaw battle continues back and forth, and regardless of how they score that shot by Aida Roman, Mexico will fall behind Chinese Taipei. Chinese Taipei with 109 points total right now after the first 12 arrows. So we'll see. Actually, they may not fall behind. They just may fall into a tie.
And there it is.
So they got the 9, so they're 2 points back now.
All right, they got the 9.
It's 2 points in favor of Chinese Taipei.
So it is a 2-point lead for Chinese Taipei. My math was off. My apologies for that. Get the calculator out, try to figure these things out, Jake.
Yeah, so many different styles of shooting, it's easy to get confused. I do all the time.
So now we have 4 more shots to determine the winner, and Mexico, which trailed by 1 after the first end, went up by 1 after the second end, now down by 2. Not an insurmountable lead, but Mexico just can't miss from the here on out.
But they're getting hammered by this wind right now.
The gusts picked up, but she picks up her game.
Yeah.
Aida Roman fighting for a medal. She finished in the top 10 in all of the events she was in at all 4 stages of the World Cup season. Was 7th in Paris at the World Cup, and there's another 10 by Luis Alvarez.
They needed that with the pressure on Taipei.
Big time shots. And big time pressure now on Tanya Ting.
9.
So there's a 9.
Clarify, the second arrow from Mexico is a liner and may not possibly be.
雅婷这一只有撑的力量，所以才会掉下去。是啊。
Guo Changwei with a 9.
加油，靠这样能跌啊。
You can see why that's important.
So it's tightening up a little bit more with 2 more shots to
刚
go.
刚那撑了一下，力量就往下掉了，顺势出去就。
The 8 won't help. Roman would like to have that one back.
Yeah.
And the shadows starting to grow across the target faces, 70 meters away.
There's a 9.
So the final shot by Luis Alvarez is a 9. And Mexico will have either 143 points or 144.
Either way, 2 7s to draw the match. So
是啊。哎，完了
they。should take this pretty easy here.
OK 啊，我们等一下啊，大雄。
So Tanya Ting setting up her partner, Guo Changwei, for the bronze medal. Mixed team World Championship.
9 wins no matter what. It's
Yeah,
9.
9 got it. 9 is enough for Chinese Taipei. So Chinese Taipei avenges earlier losses to Mexico back at stage 1 in Shanghai at the beginning of the World Cup campaign. And of course, avenges that loss to Mexico at the World Championships in Torino back in 2011. So Mexico had its chances, had the lead midway through the match, but things swung back the way of Chinese Taipei in that third end, and they go on and they win it. 143 for Mexico. And for Chinese Taipei, great moment for that country as they take home a World Championship medal. And this is what really people point for all year long, isn't it, Jake? I mean, every 2 years especially.
Yeah, I mean, you're always really, it never really ends. You know, people ask me, oh, well, when do you start ramping up for the next Olympics? It's like, well, it never really ends. So
you're always in the cycle, competing, practicing.
Yeah, and World Cups are important too. So they're all the time. So. But yeah, it is nice to have an event where you can ramp up to, or at least have an ultimate goal for sure.
How much downtime will you take, or will you take any at all now after the World Championship?
I'll take a fair amount of time. I do have a couple of archery-related things I got going on in the coming weeks, but no competitions until the World Cup that's in Singapore. I decided not to go to Marrakesh for that indoor World Cup, just so I could have a little time off to relax, enjoy a new house I just moved into, and
yeah, congratulations.
Yeah.
Welcome to the ranks of homeowners.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm glad to take a little bit of time off.
You may have a list of honeydews to get taken care of by the time you get home.
Always. Even more so now.
So we reset now. We get set for the mixed team gold medal match, and two archers that Jake Kaminsky is very familiar with, his buddy Brady Ellison and Katuna Lorig out there for the United States trying to win the gold medal. These two won a gold medal at stage 1 in Shanghai, and then this summer at stage 3 in Medellin in Colombia picked up the silver medal. So it'll be Lorig and Ellison, two veterans, two of the best in the business, teaming up and going for the gold medal. Of course, Brady Ellison along with Jake Kaminsky winning a gold medal this morning, and Joe Fanchin, don't want to leave Joe out, winning the men's team gold medal. And this afternoon they'll have their hands full with the team from Korea. It's Ojin Yuk and Kibo Bae taking on Brady and Katuna Lorig. Korea defeating Colombia this week, as well as Great Britain and Chinese Taipei. Korea scoring 152 points in mixed team competition in the quarterfinal victory. And bear in mind, since 2010, Korea has won 3 of the 4 matches against the United States. So the USA would like to turn the tables, much as Chinese Taipei just did a moment ago with Mexico.
Yeah, definitely. And Katuna and Brady are both strong shooters. They've been shooting really well, so they're definitely in contention to be able to do this.
So Korea will be on target number 1, and the USA on target number 2 as we get set for the battle. Gold medal match. And all of these archers have the advantage of having been out here before this morning. Kibo Bae on the women's gold medal team for Korea. But her partner Ojin Yuk tasting defeat for one of the few times this season, as his team was defeated by France in the bronze medal match. He had 3 chances to medal, coming into today. He'll be in the gold medal match later on this afternoon against Lee Sung-yun, his teammate. He starts off well with a 10. So now the United States and Brady Ellison, whose season didn't start off exactly on the best note with that broken hand. But Brady came around, fought through it, starts off with a 9. And that brings up Katuna Lorig, one of the most interesting archers in the world. 5 Olympics, representing 3 different countries. And she starts off with an 8. So right away from the get-go, Jake, not what you want to see, being down by 2 to the Koreans.
No, and Katuna hadn't had the chance to shoot today in this wind on the finals venue, so you know, I'm not sure how much she was listening to Brady or not. I know Brady was giving as much information as he could to her, so hopefully she took that to heart and did what she could.
Mr. O in the O ring, back in the center ring. Back-to-back bullseyes. Good start from Ojin Yuk. But the Americans, with a couple of bullseyes themselves, could tie this up after the first end. Easier said than done, though.
Yeah, definitely. Especially with the wind that's coming across the field. You see Brady taking a second to let it pass. And here it comes right back.
Just as he released it, but got it in there.
Okay, Brady.
So Brady Ellison, who won the bronze medal at the World Cup final in Paris, setting up Katuna Lorig. And Katuna just outside, it would appear, the 9 ring. So right now, unofficially, it's 37-35 in favor of Korea. And a few anxious moments right now for Brady Ellison and Katuna Lorig. It's got to be one of the longest moments as you wait to find out what your score is.
Yeah, it always is. But luckily, it's early in the match, so a point or 2 can easily be overcome. It's a lot different during our team eliminations when it was so windy. 5 points seemed to equate to a normal single point, because you'd have 5 to 10 point swings easily for one arrow, let alone a whole end. So
And you knew how tough that was going to be to make it up in that wind.
Yeah. Tough or easy, who knows?
It's kind of out of your hands once you let it go.
Yeah, especially with that amount of wind and not having extra time, it was definitely difficult to get a shot off and feel good about it. Odd to hear a 7 and be proud of that, but that was the case.
Well, we've talked about it before. In compound, women's compound, one of the semifinal matches was decided by the score of 88-79, which is about half of what you would expect to see in a match like that. Half the score. Great scoring there by Brady Ellison.
Yeah, we won our first match in the quarterfinals with a 169, which is a horrific score. But oof.
And Katuna struggling right now.
I'd be interested to know how much of a difference the way the shadows coming across the target is making on Katuna here. Plus the Americans on the right side got the shade of the stands coming across their field, and could be making a difference.
Korea starts out strong. Kibo Bay, the Olympic champion last year from Korea at the Summer Games in London. Here's another Olympic champion from London. Oh Jun-hyuk. Has he missed yet?
He's dialed, that's for sure. He hasn't missed, no.
Nope.
310s.
Hasn't missed at all. He is dialed in. So is Brady Ellison. Appears to be right on that line. With the shadows, tough to tell right now. The sun starting to head into the western sky over the Mediterranean Sea here on the Turkish coast. And Katuna, she was wide to the right last time, now wide to the left. What's going through her mind, you think, right now, Jake?
I don't know. She has a little different aiming off style than the majority of the American team does. 10 there. She actually puts a little bit of pressure into the bow to make the arrow hit further right or left. Unless there's a lot of wind, then she'll actually aim off. But she's usually using varying pressures into the bow to make it hit left or right, as well as moving her sight. Whereas we don't change our shot and we just aim in different positions. Because the wind is always changing, you never know. That was O's first 9 of the match so far. But I'm not sure. We'll see. I'm sure she's not willing to give up yet, so.
Game of adjustments.
Yeah.
So after 8 arrows, 75 points posted by the team from Korea. And the United States with 69 points. So the USA 6 points back midway through the match and needing to get going and get going in a hurry. As you look at those target faces, and you do see the shadows starting to grow across the target face. Wasn't that way this morning. The archers, in fact, they were pretty much all in the shadows, so it was even lighting. Makes it a little bit easier to see.
Yeah, the practice field is slightly at a different angle than the competition field, so as well as the way the light comes through and reflects off your string and then comes into your eye, it also changes the appearance of where the target actually is. So you do have to adjust in slightly different lighting positions.
Of course, Jake was on the team with Brady Ellison that upset Korea in the semifinals last year at the Olympics in London. How much does that help you to have gone through that experience? Brady, you?
Yeah.
Of course, Jacob Wookie was also on that team.
It's great to do it and to be on the team again with Brady. Just, you know, it's just more camaraderie, more of a team bond, you know, so.
So when you get in situations like this, and Brady Ellison shooting as though he's at an Olympic Games, just outstanding shooting for Brady. But you come into these situations and you're comfortable. You're more comfortable, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely more comfortable. And, you know, thinking back on our matches with in London, it was crazy. It was more of just a complete zone. We were never had the fear that we would lose, and it was just an odd feeling. And to have that now, you know, I just go in, am I nervous for this event? And then I compare it to London, and it just doesn't compare. So it helps me feel more confident for sure.
And that's where confidence comes from, having been there and done it before.
Yes.
A 10 and possibly a 6, maybe a 7 for Katuna Lorig on her first shot of this third end. Meanwhile, Korea just shooting solidly with a couple of 9s right now. trying to pick up the gold medal here in the mixed team competition at the 2013 Archery World Championships.
At this point, they're down at least 8 points, despite how well Brady is shooting. So unless Korea falters majorly here, it's already in their hands.
On his first 6 shots, Brady Ellison has shot 5 bullseyes. And there, Katuna picks it up with a 9.
You can tell Brady's really trying to talk Katuna calm and trying to show her where to aim because he seems to have it figured out. So we'll see if
and there's a fine line in how you approach somebody else like that, isn't there? I mean, you want to coach them and you want to help them, but you can't step over the line too much.
No, you can't, you know, especially when different sexes, it's just, you know, brains work differently. But for us, for me, Brady and Joe, I really don't believe there's another team that works like we do. And I'll tell you, or tell Brady exactly where I'm aiming. And I know he's very similar to where I'm at. And if he's at full draw, I know he's confident in my ability to read the wind. So while he's at full draw, I'll read the wind out to him, or if it changes, I'll tell him to aim differently. And
that won't bother him.
Oh no, we'll blind.
Or bother you.
No, we'll completely blindly follow each other because we have so much faith in each other, and it works out great for us. So
you've got it at full draw, and they're telling you something just a split second before you're going to release it, and you're just going to go with what they're telling you.
Yeah, definitely. Because they, you know, we work together enough. We know where each other's bows are working on, and you know, I'll tell Brady, you know, 9.5 left or 9/8 line or middle of the 8 ring, and if that changes, I'll say middle right while he's at full draw, and he'll just aim in the middle if the wind changed, and just, you know, have faith that I'm saying the right thing.
Right. And you could see that working this morning, and you can see it here as Brady Ellison's working with Katuna Lorig, and of course, a big challenge taking on the Koreans. 2 Olympic champions, Ojin Yuk and Kibo Bae. And Kibo Bae going for her 2nd medal of the day. Ojin Yuk trying to get a first. Brady Ellison trying to win his 2nd. But he's got a long way to go and not a lot of time to get there. Down by 8, 111 to 103. With only 4 arrows left to be shot. And that one drifts into the 8 ring. Mel Nichols in the box coaching.
That's actually Coach Lee's down there.
Oh, is it Coach Lee?
Yeah. Everybody's similar in the gear we're wearing.
Yeah,
now.
I was looking from behind, and I thought it was Mel.
No, that's good.
It is Coach Lee.
Yeah.
We're stationed about 10 rows up behind the American team on target number 2, which is why Jay Kaminsky's got such a good line on the shots for the Americans. The Koreans seem to have a pretty good line on it as well. Kibo Bae, who did not make it to the World Cup final in Paris 2 weeks ago. Remarkable when you consider the fact she's the defending Olympic champion.
Yeah, the Koreans are that strong that 2 others happened to beat her out for the finals. So
only 2 per country can go. You can tell when O let that go, he was trying to pull it back.
Yep. Yeah, a little bit of gusty winds pushing him around, so that's what happens.
Try to whip that bow back and
put a bit of English on it, as we say. Yeah.
I use that at the bowling alley, and it doesn't work for me. Bullseye, Brady Ellison.
I don't know, have you ever seen the movie Wanted where they curve the bullets?
Yeah.
We'd like to think we could do that with arrows, but in reality we can't. Yeah.
If only.
Ooh, she's getting pushed around hard now. 5 seconds left.
Oh, the wind really picking up right now. Really unfortunate for Katuna. Boy, she fought through it.
Good fight.
And she's finally able to smile.
Yeah. Good arrows end on 2 10s, 1 from each, so.
You do the best you can.
Still got a silver at World Championships. Can't be disappointed.
9.
With that,
So
it's tied.
9 for Kibo Bae.
Anything on the paper will take it.
If I were a betting man.
I'm going to say he's going to stick it here.
Yeah. Ojin Yuk for the gold medal in mixed team competition. And he's got his first medal of the day, and it's a gold one. He'll go for his second later on this afternoon. Kibobe and Oh Jun-yuk of Korea coming up with the win over the United States in the mixed team competition. The USA settling for silver. And of course, earlier, in case you're just joining us, it was Chinese Taipei picking up the bronze medal as they defeated Mexico. So Brady's work is done for the day. So is Katuna Lorix. But we will see more of Oh Jun-yuk later on this afternoon in the medal matches, the individual medal matches. In fact, coming up in just a moment, we'll have the women's bronze medal match. Yuno Ki of Korea taking on the German Karina Winter. That'll be followed by the women's gold medal match. Maya Jager of Denmark facing Zhu Jing of China. Then in the men's competition, Crispin Dueñas versus Daizhao Zhang for the bronze. And Oh Jun-yuk facing another Korean, Lee Sung-yun, for the gold medal match in the men's competition. So a great lineup still ahead of us as we get through the mixed team events. And they will reset things and change the target faces at the other end of the field. By the way, hats off to the crew from World Archery for constructing this amazing venue. They're all amazing venues. I thought Paris was an amazing venue, and the organizing committees here in Turkey and back in Paris, all the organizing committees this summer did such a great job of hosting these events.
Yeah, they're doing great. You know, we had a few mishaps on the field with such horrible conditions we had this week. So, but the event actually ran pretty smooth. So, definitely doing a good job.
There's a good look at the grandstands and the field of play here on the beach, just about 50 yards away from the water. And fresh target faces being applied. The Falcon Eye system down there helping keep track of the scoring. There's a look at how things set up in the Recurve women's individual matches and how we got to the gold and bronze medal matches. And just getting there, I'd say that's more than half the battle, Jake.
Yeah, it was it was a tough day. I mean, the individual competition was the morning before the Recurve teams in the competition. So getting there was a very, very brutal experience. Definitely the hardest day of shooting in my life, just because of the conditions. So.
Amazing. Well, we're getting set now for the women's bronze medal match. And we'll start off with a look at Karina Winter of Germany, 27 years old. Been on the national team since 2005, and this is the first time she'll face Yuno Ki. So far this season in match play, 16-4. This week, she defeated Chenghai Jin 7-1, and then won her first set versus Zhu Jing, lost the next three to lose the match 6-2. That's how she ends up in this match against Yuno Ki of Korea, who won her quarterfinal match 6-love, then lost the second set and the semifinals to Maya Jager 7-3. So Yuno Ki versus Karina Winter. And by the way, now we changed to the set system. No more cumulative scoring. There'll be 5 sets, 3 arrows per archer per set, and they're shooting still at the distance of 70 meters. Now, you win a set, you get 2 points. If you tie, you split the points, and each archer gets 1 point in the tie for that set. The first archer to score 6 points or more will win the match and win the medal. If there is, however, a tie, we go to a 1-arrow shoot-off, which we have yet to see this weekend.
Yeah, with the wind, it's definitely going to separate the scores a bit more, but now with set play, it's a lot easier to tie, so. Probably certain we're probably going to have at least one over the next 4 matches. So.
Yuno Ki, let's hope so. Yuno Ki, considered the favorite, ranked number 2 in the world, taking on the 13th ranked Karina Winter. They both start off with an 8.
Yep.
A little bit of nerves?
Maybe from the Korean. She's been on the field today. The German hasn't. So.
Getting closer to the center ring.
Hitting a little high. There's a little bit of a tailwind, so.
And getting further away from the center ring.
Yeah, but that's the brilliance of set system. You could absolutely miss a target for 3 arrows and still win the match, so.
So she got progressively better on each shot, an 8, then a 9, then a 10.
This is just for practice, so hopefully she'll get dialed in with the wind and then be good on the next set.
And there's a 9 for Corina Winter. So Yuno Key with the early lead, taking this set and a 2-0 lead in the match. Yuno Key won stage 1 in Shanghai, took the gold medal there, defeating Deepika Kumari of India. Then went to Antalya, stage 2 in June, lost to Cui Yuan Yuan of China to take the silver medal home. Then she appeared in Poland, in Wrocław at stage 4, where she won the gold medal there, plus a mixed team gold and a team silver. So she's had an outstanding summer. Capped it off with a 2 gold medal performance in Paris at the World Cup finals. So a total of 7 World Cup medals this summer for Yoon Oh-ki, who also finished 6th at the World Championships in Ulsan, Korea back in 2009. So Yoon Oh-ki with the early advantage, which means Winter will shoot first. Starts off with an 8.
She just moved her sight, so by that she's not aiming off. She's actually aiming in the middle and hoping that the wind stays consistent. So I don't know, with the ever-changing wind conditions, I would be, you know, go out on a limb and say that wouldn't be what I would be doing.
Pretty unpredictable.
Yeah.
Here in Belek all week long and even today.
But apparently it worked because she made it here and it was really windy during the individual competition and the preliminaries. So
if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Maybe I can't argue that. So.
Yoon with the advantage, but Corina Winter making things interesting.
She got it there.
Yoon Oh-ki needs a 9 to win the set and go up 4-0. She gets a 10. So she does indeed have a commanding lead and may make short work of Corina Winter in this women's bronze medal match as she forges ahead. 4-0, Yoon Oh-ki with the lead. And Corina Winter, that's the thing about this though. With the set system, it can be over before you know it.
Yeah, 9 arrows is not very many arrows at all, considering we shot 144 arrows for the ranking round, which just seeds us and means absolutely nothing. So 9 arrows is a lot. Well, a lot to overcome in just a short amount of time.
Yeah, if you're trying to make adjustments, get used to things, settle in, dial in.
Yeah.
9 shots and it could be done.
Yeah.
Now there is the advantage of the set system where, as you said, if you shoot a 4, you shoot a 5, all is not lost, but there's a downside too.
Yes.
And we may be watching it right here for Corina Winter, who's 27 years old. Corina with 6 top 10 finishes on the World Cup circuit this summer, but no medals. Hoping to get a medal here at the World Championship, but she's got to start a comeback right now, and that's not going to get it done. It wouldn't seem. Not the way that Yoon Oh-ki is shooting.
And an 8.
So Yoon Oh-ki. I was reading a bio on Yoon Oh-ki. Apparently she likes to go bungee jumping.
Well, that's quite a high adrenaline pastime.
Yeah, when you're relaxing, when you get away. I don't know what you do to relax, but
not bungee jumping.
Not bungee jumping. I'm not bungee jumping.
Nope.
But apparently she enjoys that. And she enjoys shooting bullseyes.
That would be really useful here.
Ooh, Yoon Oh-ki, or excuse me, Corina Winter really needed a good shot right there and didn't get it.
6 or better to take it.
So it may be over in 9 shots.
Yep.
Yoon Oh-ki making quick work of her opponent, Corina Winter of Germany. Only needed 3 sets and won it quickly, almost surgically.
That's what you want when you're shooting 3 up, 3 down, get it over with, but if you're winning at least.
Yes, if you're winning. Yeah. Get the job done, go home. But what a year it's been on the outdoor stage for Yoon Oh-ki. She won the World Cup Championship at Edinburgh back in 2010 on the World Cup circuit. But then she wasn't seen on the international circuit for the next 2 years, came back this year and just has dominated this summer What you saw right here is what we saw all summer long when she was winning those 7 World Cup medals and winning the gold medal in Paris in the shadow of the Eiffel Tower.
Over on the athlete's right side at the moment. Thank you for joining us, everyone.
So the first individual match is in the books, and the women's bronze medal will go to Korea. Yuno Ki adding to her medal count. That's 8 medals this summer, 7 of them on the World Cup campaign. So 6-0 as Yuno Ki takes care of business. One last look at Karina Winter as well as Yuno Ki. Of course, we'll see more of Korea's finest coming up in the next couple of matches.
Yeah, I don't know who's doing the video review, but they're doing a good job capturing these moments. And
that is our crew from Hit the Roof Productions out of Switzerland. Yeah, they're on target too. And again, hats off to the Turkish Archery Federation for hosting the World Championships here in Belek, Antalya, where once again we'll get a change of the target face as we prepare for the women's gold medal match, which is right around the corner. And this will be a battle between Denmark and China in the women's recurve gold medal match of the World Championship. And there is Maja Jager from Denmark, back for the second time today. She was out this morning. Her competitor Zhu Jing shooting for the first time out here today. But Maja Jager teamed up with 2 of her countrywomen this morning and won the bronze medal in the team competition. So far, 6-2 in match play this season. Maja Jager got to this gold medal match by defeating Kibo Bay in a tiebreaker and then beating Yuno Ki 7-3 in the semifinals. So she single-handedly took out 2 of the top Korean archers.
Yeah, that's quite a hill to overcome. So we'll see if the calmer conditions allows her to win this one as well.
When they ask how Maja Jager got to the gold medal match, they'll say she earned it with those 2 victories over the 2 Koreans. Now she'll have a battle. The graphic is Maja Jager, but this is Zhu Jing of China. Trust me. Zhu, a 7-3 quarterfinal winner over Ina Stepanova, and then a 6-2 winner over Karina Winter in the semifinals. Ranked 21st in the world. And Zhu Jing will be on target number 2, while Maja Jager will be on target number 1. She gets the other target now this afternoon. This morning, Denmark, I believe, was shooting on target number 2. You can see those shadows starting to grow across the field of play. Great start. So the first shot of the day for Zhu Jing. Kind of a feeling out period.
Yep, definitely.
Meanwhile, Jager knows the lay of the land, having been out here this morning. Zhu Jing just testing the waters and coming very close to getting it inside that 10 ring.
Takes a set.
It's in the books. Nothing that Zhu Jing can do about it now. Even with a 10, she would come up 1 point short. So the 2 set points will go to Maja Jager from Denmark, who jumps out to a quick early lead. And when you look back at what she did this week, Maja Jager had to win a couple of shoot-offs in those windy conditions. Her victory over Kibo Bay, that was a shoot-off, and her win against Natalia Erdinaeva was also in a shoot-off, and so that's impressive.
Yeah, and shoot-offs in that windy condition is kind of a coin toss.
It's a crapshoot, isn't it?
Yeah, because I mean, you do get 40 seconds, so you get to pick and play when you want to shoot, but you know, just for the viewers back home, the conditions were so horrible that there was absolutely no way that you could really read the wind or even guess. I mean, usually you can look at a flag, and if it's pointed at you, meaning a headwind, you can read what's about to hit you. But there was no way. I mean, the flags would be dead, and it would be 50 kilometer an hour gusts on you, or they'd be pinned and absolutely feel nothing on you. So it was just an absolute guess.
Thought it was interesting, the technique and the strategy and tactic that was used by the Colombian compound team. They put backpacks on to try to stabilize them.
Yeah, interesting theory. I mean, I don't know. It does weight you down, but then if you do get blown off, you got more weight to move back. So that would be my carnal argument against it. And I mean, they are just strong shooters, so that's why they made it, not because of the backpacks.
Not because of the backpacks. I was going to come out with a whole line of backpacks for archers.
Yeah.
Weighted vests, something.
Yeah.
Zhu Jing with an 8 and a 9.
Yep.
Yaga much more consistent.
Yep.
Leads the set by 1. And Zhu Jing desperately needing a 10 right here. And gets it. Has a chance. 9 will tie it. A 10 will take the set. Maya Yager trying to go up 4-0 in the match. Yeah, will not do it.
Yeah.
Will not do it. We're going to be tied up at 2 apiece.
Yeah, timing change there. Held that one for quite a bit longer. So for this style of shooting that they're using, the push-pull technique, the timing is much more critical for them.
Talk about that technique a little bit.
It's where the bow hand goes towards the target, and the draw hand comes straight back at the same time to try to set the air, to try to set the clicker off and shoot. The style we shoot in America, we use where the bow arm's static. It is pushed out just about as far as it goes, but it really is static. There is pressure that pushes forward to equalize the pressure that's being increased in the back half, but we don't pull straight back, we pull around. So it's called an angular motion, and it's just more mechanically efficient for us to shoot that way, and that's why we do it. So it's a different style, and we typically take a lot longer than a push-pull technique, but it is a little bit more forgiving as far as the timing goes.
It worked for Jake Kaminsky and Brady Ellison and Joe Fanchin this morning, and Maya Yager.
Yeah, that one was a nice fast shot, quick timing, and she definitely put it in the middle.
So she rebounds with a bullseye, while Zhu Jing, who just rebounded to tie the matchup at 2-all, posts an 8 and falls behind in this set.
8.
Drifted on her a little bit.
As well as went high, and then the last, the 2 shots she held long, that one and the 7 both went high.
9.
Sometimes as a shooter you can figure that out. If I hold too long, I might hit high. If I hold too short, it might go somewhere else. But
Dead center.
Quick shot again, and one right in the middle.
Of course, when you're in the moment, I would imagine with all the things that are going on around you, all the things going through your head, it's pretty hard to step back and have that perspective.
It is, but it depends on how comfortable you are. I mean, no matter how many times, how much stuff is going around, you can still get in the proverbial zone. So you can control what you want to control. And ultimately, that's the goal, is to just do you and let everything else take care of itself,
Can you ever say you really completely block everything out?
Sometimes. I mean, I have periods. I don't know if you've ever heard of some people saying, they'll come into a high pressure situation and they just don't remember. Like somebody throwing a free throw will remember approaching the line, addressing the line, bouncing the ball a couple times. They'll lift the ball up, and then next thing they remember is the ball already out of their fingertips heading straight to the basket. They black out effectively, and I do have that happen to me during high pressure or even in practice. I'll remember pulling up, and then I remember the arrow coming out of the bow. I don't remember the middle part sometimes. So
who did that?
I'm not sure.
Well, it's 4-2 in favor of Maya Yager from Denmark. So Zhu Jing will shoot first and shoots a 7.
Maybe got a hold of that one.
Battling the wind and battling her own mind right now, I'm sure, as Maya Yager seems to be back into a good groove right now. Dropped that second set, won the third to go up 4-2. Now leads here in the fourth set. But Zhu Jing trying to come back. Battling, hanging in there, putting up a fight.
Strong shot.
Close, anybody's set right now. And if Jager wins this set, she wins the match. So Zhu Jing is fighting for her life at this moment.
Not a bad shot considering the wind that came across there. So
nice gust of wind, which we were able to feel.
9
but
wins it.
here's a chance to put the match away, and she doesn't do it.
Tied up 4-all maybe.
So we'll wait and let the officials rule. And again, anxious moments as time slows down. Unofficially, it's 10, 8, and 8 for Maya Jager. So Maya waiting to find out if she is, in fact, the world champion on the women's side.
It's 4-all tie.
Yep. So the officials have weighed in, and Zhu Jing does win that 4th set, barely, and remains alive. So we're tied up at 4-all going to the 5th set. If we're tied after 5 sets, we go to a shoot-off. And Maya Jager does not seem to be interested in going to a shoot-off. Zhu Jing drops a point behind. Jager with another good shot right there. So back to Zhu Jing, who finished 17th at the World Championships in Torino. This is arguably the most important match she has ever shot. The highlight of her career, win or lose. And right now, the advantage is Maya Jager, but it's not over till it's over. Zhu Jing shoots a bullseye right here. We're going to a shoot-off.
Could be.
Shoot-off.
Make it interesting.
They tie in the set. They split the points. We're at 5-5, and we are, for the first time all weekend long, heading to a shoot-off. And Zhu Jing very happy to have gotten to this point.
Yeah, definitely. Started off a little slow, but definitely came back into it here now.
Maya Jager could have put that one out of reach, but was not able to do so. That left the door open. And so it comes down to this, a 1-arrow shoot-off, and it will be closest to the center that decides it. And we've seen some amazing shoot-offs this summer in Poland. Sergio Pagni and Dominique Genet shot off in the compound side.
Yeah.
They both shot scores of 150, perfect scores. They both shoot an X. And somehow Sergio's was just that much better and closer to the center of the target.
Yeah, that smallest of differences is amazing that it can make the difference between first and second, or first and last, really. You know, the percentages are very, very small to make a difference between first to halfway through the field. It's amazing.
So now it's a matter of keeping your composure, fighting against the wind, fighting your nerves, and coming through with one last shot to try and win the gold medal. That's all that's on the line right now. A world championship, a gold medal, and it all comes down to one shot. After all the arrows you've shot in practice, all the arrows in eliminations and qualifying, one shot.
Yep.
At this point in time, what's the best thing you can do as you're waiting to shoot this one shot? Go blank?
Yeah.
Get your mind blank, or?
It depends. I mean, everybody's different. Some people can try to find a bird in the sky to distract them, or maybe they want to, you know, kind of rehearse what they're going to do up there on the line. Maybe mentally shoot a few shots that go in the 10 ring. Who knows? It's all individual, really.
So an advantage for Maya Jager, getting to go first. She can put a lot of pressure, and she does put some pressure on Zhu Jing. So she's got a 10. But if This shot's closer. It's almost the exact same spot. It's almost the exact same spot. Look at that shot. And we'll try to compare it to the other one. It's going to be a tough call.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
2 millimeters is all it needs to be different, really.
Talk about football being a game of inches.
Yeah.
Maya Yager has been declared the winner. Apparently her shot was closer.
Must be just over 2 millimeters closer.
And you can see the agent down there.
Yeah.
Pleading the case.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Maya Yager, wow.
I'm surprised they determined it so quickly. Usually they draw it out, measure a few times, and come back and forth, just to certainly verify. Because 2 millimeters is 2 millimeters. That's very small. So
very
if it's
small.
within that, they have to reshoot it. Even though it may be definitively closer by 1.5 millimeters, it's not enough different than the other arrow.
It would be very interesting, I think, Jake, to take those two targets and lay one over the other and compare.
You could put it a single arrow through both of them. They
I
basically
think
hit the
so.
same spot. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Zhu Jing fought her way back, got to the shoot off, and almost got it done. She shot at 10, but Maya Yager put it in just about the same place, but just a little bit more on that line, apparently. And so Maya Yager gives Denmark something more to celebrate. After this morning, they won the bronze medal. And here, a gold medal. She is the world champion by a hair. But that's archery.
Yep.
How sweet it is.
We're talking about percentages. I mean, 70 meters away to have an arrow be maybe 3 millimeters closer to the center, that's insane.
This is a tough game you play.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to be tough to match or beat. That's right up there with the men's bronze medal match this morning when France came from behind to win against Korea. You talk about drama and suspense. This one had it all, though. Zhu Jing and Maya Yager. And they're celebrating in Denmark. It's been a good weekend for the Danes. Here on the beach in Belek, Antalya. Carl Arke along with Jake Kaminsky. And if you didn't enjoy that one, maybe we need to resuscitate you.
Yeah.
Check for a heartbeat.
Yeah, definitely. That was very, very close.
So great action here. We get set now for the men. Congratulations to Maya Yager, who picks up her second medal. This one a gold, a world championship. Now the men bronze medal match. And there's Crispin Duenas, who's joined us many times here on archery.tv. Now he gets to compete out there and represent Canada. Crispin Duenas took a tiebreaker from the Frenchman Jean-Charles Valadon, then won his first set against Oh Jun-Yuk before dropping the next three, which dropped him into the bronze medal match against this gentleman, Dai Xiaozhong of China. Mr. Dai, a 6-4 winner over Korea's Im Dong-hyun. That was a back and forth match that went all 5 sets before it was decided. And then Dai won his first set against Lee Sun-yun. And then the Korean reeled off victories in the next 3 sets. So Dai Xiaozhong is here in the bronze medal match, and he'll be facing Crispin Duenas for the first time in his career. So Dai Xiaozhong, who we've only seen on a couple of occasions this season, but when he shows up, boy, he shoots well.
Yeah, he's an extremely strong shooter, and I don't know, it seems like he's a bit more mentally composed right now than Crispin. Crispin is seeming a bit fidgety right now as far as mentally confident or comfortable right now. But
Mr. Dai will shoot first and shoots a 7, so perhaps that will embolden Crispin Duenas, the 27-year-old Canadian who competed for Canada in the 2008 and 2012 Olympics.
Both outright.
Good
shot
start.
from him, yeah. Maybe that look was anxious focus. I don't know. Who knows?
Better attempt that time by Dai Zhang, and Crispin with an 8. So Duenas with a 1-point lead here in the first set as we head to the final arrow of this first set.
9-8 liner.
And it looks like it's on the line. And Duenas, close to that 10 ring, will take that first set. So good start for Crispin Duenas from Canada, who is transitioning seamlessly from his announcing position in Paris at the World Cup final. Did a great job with the PA and the announcing at the Trocadero Gardens. And now puts down the microphone, picks up the bow and arrow. Unlike me, he can actually walk the walk.
Yeah, but anybody can do it. You just have to put a lot of time in.
Yeah, you can do it. It's just a matter of how well you can do it.
Well, yeah.
So there's your score, 2-0. Crispin Duenas, who's been competing since 2005, was on the Canadian team that finished 5th in London, and being coached today by Hugh McDonald, who was our guest commentator this morning during the team medal matches. Dai Zhang, the silver medalist at the World Cup final in Paris just 2 weeks ago, losing to Ocean Yuck in the finals. And he comes out strong here in the second set with a bullseye.
9.
That's good.
Advantage, Dai Zhang. You just knew when he let that one go.
Yeah.
It wasn't headed where he was intending it to go. So now a chance for Crispin Duenas, who really doesn't take as much advantage as he could have.
No, they're tied now.
Anybody's set.
Strong shot there. Well, wow.
Groups it, but not where he wants to group it. And Crispin Duenas
Now leading 4-0.
goes up 4-0 in the match. So Crispin Duenas jumped out to a 2-0 lead, wins the second set, as his final arrow was a 9. Meanwhile, Dai Zhang was shooting a pair of 7s. And Dai is in dire shape right now, facing dire straits. Good look at Crispin Duenas, who's got his teaching degree. Meanwhile, Dai Zhang, who upset Kim Bubeman at the Olympics in London, upset the second seed from Korea, went on to win the bronze medal, which was his country's first individual men's medal at a Summer Games. But right now he's in trouble, trailing 4-0 in the match. But we've seen guys come back before, down 4-0.
Nothing below the bottom of the 10 ring in his target so far. Nothing above, rather. And the Crispin
That's a great shot.
Shooting strong.
Guess he was definitely anxious to get out there and start shooting, so.
And there's
Had his game face on.
Yes, he did. He's good to go now.
And
You can hear
Nice,
the
good save.
as he
Good
let
save.
it go. And I think he's probably relieved that it's an 8.
Yeah.
Tied at 17 all, and now Duenas needs a
10 to take
9.
it.
Yeah, 10 to win the match. 9 will
Long
tie it.
timing.
10 means victory.
Old 10! Bullseye! Crispin Duenas with the biggest win of his career. I don't think there's any doubt about that. A bronze medal at the World Championships for Crispin Duenas. And he makes quick work of Dai Zhang. That doesn't happen very often with Mr. Dai.
No, definitely not. He's a very, very strong shooter, but still got here 4th at the Worlds. Nothing to complain about.
So an upset as the 24th ranked Crispin Duenas flashes the victory sign as he upsets Dai Zhang, ranked 4th in the world, here in the men's bronze medal match in Belek, Antalya. So congratulations to Crispin. Great to see him out there shooting, and a big win for him. Huge win for him, and it completes a strong week. Again, he won a shoot-off with Jean-Charles Valadon of France. Dropped his match against Oh Jun-Yuk in the semifinals, but bounces back, and a commanding performance as he wins it convincingly 6-0 over a very, very worthy opponent, Dai Xiaozhang. One last look at the Canadian bronze medalist, who definitely earned his medal here today.
It's hard to believe, but we're just about to start our final match here.
Drops to one knee.
What a memorable week it has been.
You know that feeling.
With the most perfect conditions you can imagine.
Hugh McDonald in the box coaching him.
Seeing some of the most interesting conditions we've ever encountered at a world event.
And once again, we've reset the target faces for the final match of the day, the final match of the weekend here at the World Championships.
Before you know it, we're about to crown a
So the
new
stage
world
is set now for an all-Korean affair.
right now.
Of course, they're competing all the time with each other, Jake, so this is nothing new.
Yeah, definitely not. With them making the world team is probably quite a challenge, just as if not more challenging than the actual World Championships. Same could be said for our compound men's team.
Right.
You know, indoor world team trials is way harder than the World Indoor Championships, just because of the depth of talent.
It's intense.
For them, same thing. Except
It's
for Recurve.
intense.
Yeah.
I would imagine every match, every arrow that the Koreans shoot is being analyzed, being looked at, calculated, because they know that there's always somebody waiting in the wings. This young man, Lee Sung-yeon, was waiting in the wings. He stepped in this year and emerged as a big factor here in Recurve archery.
Strong shooter, that's for sure. But O is absolutely on fire this year and has showed that in the team round event twice today already.
So it's Oh Jun-Yuk facing Lee Sung-yeon. There he is, 32 years of age, ranked #1 in the world, was #1 on the World Cup circuit. 20-2 in match play. Pretty good winning percentage.
Yeah.
This week, he knocked off Taylor Worth 7-3 in the quarterfinals, then defeated Crispin Dueñas 6-2 in the semifinals. So the man who won the gold medal at the World Cup final in Paris, won the gold medal at the Olympics in London, now trying to win the gold medal here at the World Championships in Belek, Antalya. And Lee Sung-yeon, ranked 5th in the world, will watch as Mr. O shoots first.
Opening arrows at 9.
Lands it on the line for a 9. So now it's Lee Sung-yeon, who was a 7-1 winner in his quarterfinal match before defeating Dai Xiaozhang 6-2 in the semis. Oh Jun-Yuk, who won a silver medal 2 years ago in Torino, where he actually lost to Brady Ellison back in 2011. Shot for shot, matching each other so far.
It's going to be a high-scoring match, that's for sure.
Especially with the winds dying down, at least for the moment.
Yes.
So the pressure on Lee Sung-yeon. Trying to split the set points, and does. We're tied at 1. Along with Jake Kaminsky, I'm Carl Arkey. Final match of the weekend and of the day. Recurve Sunday at the World Championships here in Belek, Antalya, on Belek Beach. And we've got a tie score after the first set, 1-1. As the 19-year-old Lee Sung-yeon faces his 32-year-old teammate, Oh Jun-Yuk. And it seemed to me watching Lee Sung-yeon this morning I thought he probably shot as well as anybody on that Korean team,
Yeah.
which was upset by France. I thought he was outstanding, and he looked a lot more comfortable and composed, and I thought maybe the experience in Paris 2 weeks ago, being on that big stage, has really paid dividends for him here.
Yeah, I'm sure it helped out a lot, you know, to have a big major event under your belt just before the Worlds. I think that definitely helps.
8 points.
That will not help Oceanyuk,
Wow.
and you rarely will see an 8 from him. Door is open for Mr. Lee, and he goes right through it with a bullseye.
Points again.
And another 8. When's the last time you've seen Oceanyuk shoot back-to-back 8s?
Never.
Usually a machine, but right now Lee Sung-yun.
Something's happened in him. It is aiming reference or something. We'll see if his third arrow's there or not. Wind coming up.
Just as he releases, but he finds the center ring. Strikes gold. May not be enough, though. Not the way Lee Sung-yun is shooting. And he takes the set, takes the 2 points, and the 19-year-old takes the lead, 3-1. So Lee Sung-yun, first year on the national team and trying to win a world championship his first time out. 5 medals to his credit this summer. Been averaging about 9.5 points per shot. Meanwhile, Oceanyuk, it's interesting to look back at his track record. He actually lost 3 World Cup gold medal matches, one in 2009 in Shanghai, one in 2010 in Ogden, and then again 2011 in Antalya. So it took him a while before he finally broke through. And it doesn't happen overnight usually, Jake.
No, definitely not. And, you know, you can just see it in O's face. He's probably one of, if not the most confident shot out there right now. He just has no doubt in his mind that it's going to be in the middle when he pulls it back and lets it go. Obviously, some things happen sometimes, and that's what happened with the 8 and the 7. But we'll see if that is enough to throw him off his game now, or if he can still keep composed.
You rarely see him phased.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's feeling it inside, but externally, it's tough to tell sometimes whether he's winning or losing. You can't tell it from his face. He's got a good poker face.
Yeah, definitely. But he very rarely loses, so I don't know if you ever know what that looks like.
He's under the gun right now. He was pushed in Paris by Gaël Prévost. The tension mounting. The pressure building. Oceanyuk knowing a 10. Oh, a 10 would have forced Lee Sung-yun to match him, to split the points. Now Lee Sung-yun can go up 5-1 in the match, and he does. By 1 point, he shoots an 8, still wins the set by 1 point. But that's all he needed, and he goes up 5-1. So a major upset brewing right now here in Belek. They split the first set, and Lee Sung-yun has won the next 2 sets. And Lee Sung-yun, who 2 weeks ago in Paris lost the bronze medal match, finishing 4th, is just 3 arrows away from rebounding in a big, big way. Care to speculate on what's going on with Oceanyuk right now?
He was discussing with his coach about the wind. I'm not sure what. You know, his last arrow, it was very calm, but unless he's moving his sight and not aiming off, or adjusted for a constant left wind, I'm not sure. I mean, his shot looks, you know, very good, and the 3 arrows that are left are almost touching each other. So,
well, he can't get it all back at once. What he's got to do is win this set, get back to within 2 at 5-3.
so far he's picking up points here, so.
Got the advantage after the first shot of this fourth set.
10.
Great shape right now to take this set.
He has to win the next two.
To force another shoot off.
Yeah.
10.
조금 더 10점요.
As long as he
Lee
doesn't
Seung-yeon.
have an 8 left or a 7 left here and sticks it in the gold, I think he's, he's going to have it, but.
He wants a 9 or better.
It's an 8.
Oh, it's an 8.
You can tell he's upset. I mean, he did not expect that.
A bullseye here means the victory will go to Lee Seung-yeon. Does he get it? No.
And that is a 9 for Koos.
Oh.
Means
괜찮아.
So the set does go to Oh Jun-hyuk.
Well, both gold medal matches so far are definitely being interesting.
So the 2 points go to Oh Jun-hyuk,
내리고 조금요.
whose last shot seemed to open the door for Lee Seung-yeon to win the gold medal. He wasn't able to come through with the shot he needed, though. And we go to a score of 5-3 right now after 4 sets. Oh Jun-hyuk trying to battle back. What a comeback this would be if he could get it to a shoot-off and then win it. Of course, Lee Seung-yeon trying to do everything he can to prevent that from happening. So Lee Seung-yeon, who won a team gold medal at stage 1, team gold medal at stage 2, and then 2 gold medals at stage 4 in Wrocław, Poland, watches as a 7 is fired by Oh Jun-hyuk. We have not seen this all summer long.
Right now, 3 9s will win the entire match over on this side.
There's a 9.
9점요.
There's one of them.
One of them. One down, 3 to go.
Needs to hit the gold 2 more times, and I mean the gold is 4 rings wide in this wind. It shouldn't be hard to do. So unless he gets flustered, it shouldn't be a problem.
9.
And it is incumbent upon Oh Jun-hyuk to be shooting 10s instead of 9s or anything else.
Yeah, just very uncharacteristic of him. That sounded good.
9.
There's the second 9.
So as of now, 8 or better will win if Oh shoots a 10.
Oh Jun-hyuk, who dominated all summer long. You saw his match play record, 20-2, ends up with a 9.
It's all but over. 7 or better takes it.
7 would tie it. They'd split the points. But he wants to win it outright, and he does. Lee Seung-yeon with a bullseye on his final shot. And the young man from Korea upsets his elder, Oh Jun-hyuk. And what a finish to the year for Lee Seung-yeon. The silver medal goes to Oh Jun-hyuk as the World Championship eludes him, as it did 2 years ago in Torino, where he fell to Brady Ellison. Now here he comes away shaking his head, and I'm thinking he's still not sure what happened.
I don't know. I'm not sure very many people will know if he even knows. I'm not sure if he'll share it.
So Lee Seung-yeon matched against his teammate from Korea, Oh Jun-hyuk, and he puts it away. Outstanding shooting on the day, and he wins it outright. Didn't split the set points. He won that set and won the match by the final score of 7-3. So Oh Jun-hyuk, who has had a dominating season up until this moment, falters in the championship match, the gold medal match, and Lee Seung-yeon will be atop the podium here in just a few moments, accepting the gold medal.
2013 World Archery World Championships.
So they're all in the books right now. And just to make it official, we'll show you that score one more time. 7-3, favor of Lee Seung-yeon, took 5 sets. And again, they split the first one. Lee Seung-yeon won the next 2 sets to go up 5-1. Oh Jun-hyuk barely able to scratch out the victory in the 4th set to make things interesting at 5-3, but then Lee Seung-yeon closes him out in the 5th and final set. No shoot-off required, and it is all over. The smoke is cleared, And we have ourselves a new world champion. 2 years ago it was Christopher Perkins, and now it is Lee Sung-yun. And again, first year on the national team, and this will be, I believe, his 6th medal this summer. Started off with team gold medals at stage 1 and stage 2, but really started to assert himself at stage 4 in Wrocław, winning 2 gold medals, a team gold medal and an individual medal. In Poland, he defeated Im Dong-yeon in the semis 6-4, and then defeated Junjae Wang in what turned out to be a knockout match. Had to win that one to get to Paris in the World Cup final, and he came through in the clutch right there. So he's shown the ability to come through in pressure situations before.
Yeah, my predictions was Lee to begin with. You know, not even seeing who, you know, who was going to be shooting against him. I just felt like he was shooting exceptionally strong this year. And I mean, O is a great shooter, but things happen, you know.
So youth will be served, and it was served here in the men's competition. Some surprising scores, some surprising results. But not a big surprise right here in the mixed team event, as Oh Jun-hyuk does get to go home with the gold medal, which he'll receive in just a moment. But we get set for the presentation of the medals. Jake Kaminsky's got his medal. Where's your gold medal, by the way?
It's in my backpack.
In your, where's your backpack?
It's over on the practice field with my equipment. Look, we have teammates over there.
Okay, somebody's keeping an eye on that thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I was talking to Patrick Larson yesterday after he won his gold medal, and apparently when he received the gold medal here in Antalya at stage 2, he broke it. You don't get to super glue those things back together.
Nope.
Doesn't work that well that way.
There was a story that I heard about somebody in London. He was a boxer, won a gold medal, lifelong goal, of course. He hadn't taken it off. He was taking showers with it on and everything. I guess he was holding it in his teeth while he was showering to keep it from, you know, getting wet or whatever. He ended up dropping it in the shower and putting a huge dent in it and tried to get it replaced. And of course, they won't replace it. Those things are one of a kind, you know. So, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Silver medal goes to Katuna Lorig and Brady Ellison of the United States. I always remember having a chance to interview the mother of Leon Spinks, who won the gold medal at the Olympics, I believe in Montreal, many, many years ago, probably 25, 30 years ago. And her first question was, is that gold medal really gold?
Yeah, I got a printout of it, and it said Olympic medals, they have a few requirements. And the silver medal has to be 95% silver at minimum, or a certain amount of grams of silver. And because of the way the one in London was made, it was 95% silver. And the gold is identical to that with 95% silver, but 1% gold. So that's all the difference that it makes. So
all that glitters is not necessarily gold.
Yes, that's true.
Although it feels good to have that gold medal around your neck. And Oh Jun-hyuk and Kibo Bay enjoying the moment right here after their victory in the mixed team competition just a couple of hours ago now. Bright sunlight bathing these archers here on the podium as we rise for the Korean national anthem. Chinese Taipei, Korea, and America on the podium here in Belek Beach, Belek, Antalya. As we reset now and get set for the presentation of the medals to the ladies who competed in the bronze and gold medal matches. But first, one more. Of course, Brady's.
Brady's allergic to silver, I think.
I guess that must be what it is.
Yeah.
You know, there's always one guy in the shot,
Yep.
you know, who makes it tough for everybody else.
That's right. It's always Brady.
By the way, did you give him a hard time? He was a rock star in Paris. They mobbed him over there.
Yeah, he is a bit of a celebrity over there. There is so many recurve shooters, so, you know, they don't get to see him that often or ever see him, so when he is around, it's a bit crazy.
I thought it was a great scene, though. I thought it was really good. Not just for Brady, it was good for the sport to see that kind of response.
Yeah, definitely. And that's definitely has grown over the few years. I don't know if it's because of him or he's easily approachable compared to other people who were in his position over the past few years. But he's more than happy to do that, as well as just about any other athlete on the field. And that's really, you can't compare that to really many other sports in the world.
No, and he's comfortable in that situation, which is great because it helps grow the sport. Brings more people to the sport if they can identify with you guys.
Yes, definitely.
It was great to see. They had to wall off the crowd to keep him away from Brady as he came off the field and the podium. As we get set for the next presentation of medals here in Belek, Antalya. Secretary General Thomas Dielan for World Archery, helping to hand out the hardware right now. And as we look at the three young ladies who will be on the podium, Yuno Ki captured the bronze medal, defeating Karina Winter. But maybe the most memorable match of the entire weekend, aside from yours, Jake. The Americans winning, of course, the team gold medal this morning. But what a match between Maya Jager of Denmark and Zhu Jing of China. There's maybe 1 to 2, maybe 3, what do you think? Millimeters, centimeters?
Millimeters.
Millimeters difference between them?
2.5 to 3. I didn't see very much space there, but that makes all the difference in the world. Difference between first and second. So.
It was remarkable. Wasn't that close in the bronze medal match? Yuno Ki, an overpowering victory over Karina Winter of Germany. 6-0. Took only 9 arrows to get the job done. And she got her work done quickly. Meanwhile, Zhu Jing went the limit with Maya Jager of Denmark. Zhu Jing battling back. She fell behind 2-0, tied it up at 2-2, dropped behind 4-2, tied it up again at 4-all, then split the set points in the 5th set to tie it up at 5-all. But it was Maya Jager of Denmark who, in a shoot-off, they shot in almost the identical spot. But the officials ruled that Maya Jager's shot was just a little bit closer to the center of the target. And so she stands atop the podium, accepts the gold medal, along with all the other wonderful gifts that go along with being the gold medalist and the world champion here at the Archery World Championships. The Longines watch, the gold medal, a check that's coming. So Maya Jager, congratulations, as she motions for her fellow competitors to join her, not realizing we have the national anthem. proud moment for Denmark as they celebrate Maya Jaeger's gold medal. 22 years old, ranked 49th in the world. Her best World Cup result had been a team bronze medal at stage 4 in Wrocław, Poland. She was 9th in Torino 2 years ago at the World Championships, but she came here today with a chance to win 2 medals, and she got the job done. Won the medal, the bronze medal this morning in the women's team competition, and then comes out here this afternoon against Zhu Jing of China, goes to a shoot-off, and a shoot-off I think I'll long remember, as the shots were almost identical. Tough to tell apart. Again, I'd like to get those target faces and overlay them and check and see. I'm sure I could stick one of my little pinkies through there, or one of your arrows through there.
Probably. That was quite the finish.
So a lot of drama, a lot of suspense, a lot of excitement. And in the end, Maya Jaeger was able to raise her arms in victory as she takes home the gold medal. And last but not least, we get set for the gentlemen to receive their medals. 2 Koreans and 1 Canadian. And I think you could say in both those matches, well, you weren't surprised. You had thought that Lee Sung-yun was probably going to pull off the upset.
Yeah, just because she was so strong throughout the year and in the past.
So Lee Sung-yun, along with Oh Jun-yuk and Crispin Dueñas. Crispin defeating Dai Xiao Zhang on paper. That was also an upset when you looked at how they were seeded. So Crispin from Canada.
We would like to say he's the representing the non-Asians up there, but how about we just say non-Asian countries?
And there's Dr. Erdner, Professor Dr. Erdner, who was re-elected as the president of World Archery this past week at the 50th Congress of World Archery. So we congratulate him on that and congratulate him on another excellent World Championship. He has done so much to elevate the sport. Along with Thomas Dielan, Secretary General, Juan Carlos Holgado and his entire crew.
The Longines Champions Watch will be presented by Mr. Tom Dielan, Secretary General of World Archery. Bronze medal representing Canada.
So representing Canada, Canada's finest, Crispin Dueñas on the podium. And congratulations to Crispin, who's worked with us many, many times. Couldn't be happier for him. And a great moment for Crispin Dueñas. His greatest victory of his career.
Definitely a big boost for him.
Oh Jun-yuk, who's more accustomed to being atop the victory podium, but today settles for the silver. And we saw that on a couple of occasions, and we talked about it too, Jake. I mean, some days it's your day, some days it's just not your day.
Yep.
And Oh Jun-yuk didn't shoot his best round or his best match. But that takes nothing away from what Lee Sung-yun did.
No, he definitely shot very, very well and deserved it.
So Lee Sung-yun, a 7-1 winner in the quarterfinals, a 6-2 winner over Dai Xiao Zhang of China in the semis, and then defeats his teammate, Oh Jun-yuk, here in the gold medal match. Not bad for his first year on the national team.
Now being presented by Mr. Tom Dielan. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise to the national anthem of Korea.
There's your gold medalist, the world champion in 2013, Lee Sung-yun, 19 years old, who's joined atop the victory stand by Oh Jun-yuk and Crispin Duenas. Gold, silver medal. The gold and silver to Korea, and the bronze goes to Canada. So congratulations to all 3 archers. And congratulations, in fact, to all 9 of the individual archers, or 6, I should say, in the individual matches on their victories here today. But we're not done yet. We have a special ceremony still to come, and an opportunity for us to tip our cap to the great production crew at Hit the Roof Productions out of Switzerland, who has produced and brought you the pictures and the sights and the sounds of all the World Cup events, including the World Cup final in Paris and this World Championship here in Belek, Antalya. Lots of hard work that goes into putting this venue together, and lots of hard work setting up the television coverage. And so we salute Hit the Roof and the great crew for the job they do, bringing archery home to the fans around the world watching on archery.tv. And I know there are people up, Jake, in the middle of the night back home in the United States. And
yep. Yeah, they definitely, you know, there is some diehard fans out there, and it's good to see that archery's finally pulling some spectators like that to support not only their people from their home country, but just archery in general.
Sure, and it gives them the opportunity to watch, whereas in years before, they might have to read about it online or in the paper the next day.
Yeah, and even, you know, just a year or 2 ago, have to wait a few weeks for it to come up on YouTube, but now it's live. It's good.
So now a special presentation. The flag handover ceremony. And that's Professor Dr. Erdner in the middle, flanked by representatives from Turkey and from Denmark. And they'll be handing over the flag. The World Archery flag to be handed over from the head of the Turkish Archery Federation. And he will hand it over to Professor Dr. Erdner. But first, the lowering of the flag of Turkey. So the Turkish flag has been lowered, and the flag, a folded flag, handed over to Professor Dr. Erdner, the president of World Archery.
President of World Archery, Professor Dr. Erdner.
So now that the flag has been handed over, this is the World Archery flag, I should say. And now Dr. Erdner will hand it over to the president of World Archery, in Denmark. This is Mr. Rolf Lind, representing Denmark, who receives the flag, and now we'll have the national anthem and the raising of the Danish flag.
Of Denmark.
The Danish national anthem, the flag, the World Archery flag being handed over to Denmark, which will host the World Championships 2 years hence in Copenhagen. And Denmark obviously showing this weekend how powerful they are becoming, Jake.
Yes.
And with the World Championships scheduled for 2 years in Copenhagen, I'm sure there'll be even greater emphasis in that country on the sport.
Yeah, definitely. Home field advantage definitely exists, and it's always great to be in your home country.
Well, let's recap real quickly for you, if we can, what's happened here today in the mixed team bronze medal match. Chinese Taipei came away with the bronze medal. In the gold medal match, Korea topped the United States. USA settling for silver. Then in the women's team medal matches, Yuno Ki wins the bronze. Maya Jaeger of Denmark wins the silver, or I should say the gold medal, and a thrilling shoot-off with Zhu Jing of China. And then in the men's medal matches, it was Lee Seung-yeon taking the gold medal, Oh Jin-yek the silver, and Crispin Duenas of Canada captures the bronze. This morning in the women's team medal matches, it was Korea, gold, Belarus, silver, Denmark, the bronze, and in the men's medal matches, it was France with a thrilling upset of Korea, 228 to 227 to take the bronze medal. And then the USA wins the gold medal match, defeating the Netherlands here on the shores of Belek, Antalya. One last look at the beautiful Mediterranean Sea and this tremendous sight here in Turkey. Well, what a weekend it has been in Belek, Antalya. Congratulations to all our champions and all who medaled, all who came and competed. On behalf of Jake Kaminsky, Rio Wild, Hugh McDonald, our entire crew, I'm Carl Larkey for the final time in 2013, saying thanks for joining us all summer long here on Archery.tv.